Welcome back to Poor Man Printing, guys. And yes, I have missed a few things. I really did. It didn't connect. It did not connect. But Mr. Daniel Lee didn't miss it. And which I'm new to crypto, so. But Mr. Daniel Lee, let's take a look. First, his funny intro, which I love. It's pretty cool. I'm not gonna lie. This is Mr. Daniel Lee. So y'all go. I'm gonna link his YouTube channel down below. Y'all go subscribe to him. Very funny guy, and he has hit on some major points here. But watch the intro, because I mean it had me cracking up. It really did.
They believe OMI is going to go to $1 and it's going to free us from our menial 9-to-5 jobs. They also have a promised land they believe in called the VV-verse, where everyone can live together in harmony and build their own virtual houses and stuff. And the good thing is they take everybody. They take Asian people, white people, African Americans, even racially ambiguous people. And it doesn't matter if you're rich or poor. There's this poor printer that's also a part of the movement as well. Anyways, I just wanted to call and ask that since I want to join this movement, could you wire me $100 so I can pay for this red halo and be a OMI homie?
When Pokemon, when Lambo, when dollar, when moon, when.
This is so stupid. Hello.
I don't care who you are. That's funny as shit. That's pretty good. I like that. So I want you to listen to this. I'm not going to play the whole video. I want you to listen to the first part, and then which is going to bring me to the next video he's put out. He is finding some gems that I heard. I listened to everything. I've heard everything he's heard, but it just didn't click in my head. I don't know. So yeah, let's listen to what he had to say.
Hello guys, my name is Dan and welcome to my show yet again. Thank you for joining me here today. So you might have seen a couple videos back where I talked about why OMI price is so low. Today I want to talk about why OMI price will be so high in the future. But before I begin, I just want to ask you that if you like this type of content, you've appreciated the videos, please consider liking this video, subscribe to the channel, and comment down below. I read each and every one of your comments and I appreciate it, whether it's good or bad. It really does help educate the community and show everyone where our perspectives are. So let's get back to it. The biggest mover of OMI price in the short term is when we transfer over or migrate to Immutable. Reese, in an interview about a week ago, mentioned how they could leave some OMI tokens behind. And just the context of his statements made it sound like it could be a large amount and there could be multiple events. I want to just very quickly go to the clip so you can hear for yourself.
And yes, we have indeed alluded to extra burn events. When we switch over to Immutable, maybe we just leave some tokens behind in those reserves as well, because we don't need a 50-year token supply in there.
Did you hear that? A 50-year token supply. And I heard all this. I don't know why it just didn't click in. So could we possibly see a 50% token left behind? I think we could, and which will help out the community of the OMI holders big time. But listen in.
A couple of things with that statement. He said possibly when we migrate over to Immutable, they could leave some tokens behind as well as some of the reserves. Now, when you hear that out loud, it sounds like they're talking about quite a few tokens. And I know what some of you might be thinking, oh, this is more teasing, they're just blowing smoke. But they've actually already done it. They've already locked away some 97 billion before the start of Q1. So that's already happened before. The fact that they're talking about it again really does indicate that they realize they have too many tokens and they don't actually need some. And I understand why in the planning stages you might have wanted to have an excess of tokens, because there's so many unknowns. You don't know how the market is going to react. You don't know if you need to raise more funds, so you want to sell more tokens. So having more tokens rather than less is a good strategy. But I think
now, this is what I'm talking about. this is all speculation. I'm not even gonna run the speculation film. I'm just not gonna run it. But this is all speculation. You know, they're talking about leaving tokens behind, and that'd be great, right? You know, Reese could be that little birdie in David Yu's ear saying, "Hey, let's leave some tokens behind. Let's leave some tokens behind." But David Yu is only thinking about the product, which is great. You know, the VV app, we need the VV app running 100%. You know, but you got Reese in there talking about like a little birdie in his ear, like let's get some of these tokens. Just like they don't need 50 years of tokens, just like he said. They really don't need. The cap is really too big, and something needs to be done about it. But that's not what I want to show you. If y'all want to watch this video, though, like I said, I'll link it down below. But this is what I'm really excited about right here. It's the next video he come out with right here. Now listen to this, guys.
Hello, my name is Dan, and welcome to my show yet again. Thank you for joining me here today. A few days ago, I put out a video explaining why I believed OMI will hit $1 sooner rather than later. And one of the biggest movers of price I see within the short term is the transfer to Immutable. Depending on how VV developers...
See, a lot of people don't understand how big a Immutable swap is going to be. Like, everybody's like, oh, you know, and no doubt, like, if they come out and say they got Marvel, they got Disney, yeah, it's a good pump. I mean, it will be. But this is bigger than an NFT. Swapping over to Immutable X on the Ethereum chain, okay? That is going to be huge. I'm going to explain to you why it's going to be huge.
Plan on migrating to Immutable and potentially leaving a bunch of tokens behind will drastically affect price within the short term. I would even say it's the largest driving factor this year that can contribute to high prices. This is even in comparison to the buybacks we'll see later this month, maybe even next month, the VVverse. Those things will play a role in the long term, but I believe in the short term this year, the Immutable transfer with the possibility of leaving some tokens behind, I think will have the biggest impact right now. So let's get into some of the tidbits we saw with the most recent interview. But before we begin, I would like to ask you, if you enjoy this type of content, please like the video, subscribe to the channel, leave a comment down below about what your thoughts are after you watch this video. Let's get right to it.
Yeah, so I have a question from the stream.
I got my pause it right here because Kyle, that's a perfect question. Like I said, it did not click in my head when you asked it.
Somebody's asking if the token swap from OMI to Immutable X will be a 1-to-1 ratio. And I think you spoke on this already a couple times, but I didn't know if you want to answer that one again, Reese.
Yeah, definitely. Yep, it'll be a 1-to-1, or I guess I prefer to say it as a 1-to-1 value, right? So if the decision is made to do some sort of token split or anything like that, like you're still getting the exact same amount of value, but the number on the screen might be slightly different, you know, and that might come if the decision is made to leave some tokens behind, or, you know, just to make it a bit easier to understand for anyone new coming to the ecosystem. So it's 1-to-1 value, whether that's like 1-to-1 tokens, we have to wait and see.
So what did we just hear? We heard Reese say that when we migrate our tokens over to Immutable, whenever that happens, he prefers 1-to-1 value. And why does he say that?
He's getting ready to explain to you what I missed, actually, how big this really is going to be.
He says this because there is a possibility that there won't be a 1-for-1 token transfer. For example, if I have one OMI on the GR20 chain and I transfer it over to the ER20 chain, there might not necessarily be a 1-for-1 transfer. And the only reason there might not be a 1-to-1 transfer is because they might leave a bunch of tokens behind, like what was referenced previously on a previous interview. The way he talks, it's not set in stone, it's a discussion. So we don't know 100%, of course, if there is going to be some tokens left behind.
This is all speculation, but it's really good speculation. Like, it's the most exciting news that I've actually heard in a while for us OMI holders.
Everything else that we've talked about in a previous video, that's all speculative, right? We don't know for sure. we are speculating that there is a possibility there could be quite a few tokens left behind based on the context of a previous interview. But what he says here definitely supports the fact that they're still thinking about it. Remember, Reese said that there's a 50-year supply of tokens and they don't need that many. Therefore, there's a good chance some of those will be left behind. What will happen when this...
That's another thing when he says it's 50-year supply. I think it kind of made a mistake. You know, they didn't expect where they'd be at right now, but I think they made a mistake with the cap of OMI. Because it's really big, and I mean, people make mistakes, right? But if they can go back and maybe fix it, I mean, that'd be great.
This is 100% confirmed. Well, it depends on the amount of tokens that are going to be left behind. Let's just say, for example, and just warning here, this is all speculation. Let's say, for example, they leave 100 billion tokens behind. Obviously, I would expect the price to increase. This is my own estimate, but at least double, possibly triple the price.
Now, when him talking about that, I want to show you something right here. This is why my thumbnail had Dogecoin in it. Okay, right here. I was at Dogecoin, right? Around 55, 54, which is March the 23rd, the 19th, in there somewhere, guys, right? And I rode sideways at 55. When I say 55, like 5 cent, 5.5 cent to 5.8, 5.6, jump a few times for a long time. Like if you look right here, I actually got in it right here, which is around 6 cent, 7 cent, because I was stupid and I chased. Didn't know much about crypto and I made a mistake. I know a lot more now. So we rode sideways at 5, right, for a long time. Like this is from February the 17th to April the 8th. All right. And then I got out because that's round about here is where I found OMI. I was like, man, this is, to me, it's a better investment. So I pulled some out of Dogecoin, and then a few days later, I'm like, I'm just gonna pull it all out of Dogecoin. I didn't think it was going nowhere. Big mistake. As far as making profit, what pushed it? Hype pushed it. So when I had like 100,000 shares, right? And then it started moving up. I'm like, whoa, what's going on here? Like 7 cent, 8 cent, 9 cent, 10 cent. I got back in it at 10 cent, right? And bam, it went on up to 30 something. What was the peak right here? 40 cent. I'm like, holy crap. And I was taking profits on the way because I was scared it's going to dip back down, which it did, which it always does, but not by much. And it dipped down to 24. I'm like, ooh, I got back in it again. Okay. And this is not financial advice. You are your own person. You do what you want to do. This is just my opinion. So I got back in it around 22, 24, right? I made right here. I made about $6,000. Okay. I got out because I was scared. And I got back in it around 22, 23, 24. And it shot back up big time. Right here, 65 cent. What'd I do? I took profits. I took half. I only took my profits, left the other rest in there to ride that wave, baby. And then it shot up to a peak of it was 73 cent. I don't know why it's just showing 68, but it's like 73 cent. All right. I wrote it back down. I was like, dang. Now, why did it move though? That's the question. Why did it move? Because of hype. That's the only reason it moved. Elon Musk is pushing it and hype's pushing it, right? Now, let's take a look at OMI. Right here. Here's OMI. Right now, we're riding around 19 cent, right? Okay. We've been going down and down and down and down. Nothing really exciting has happened for the token. Plus, we got a big market cap. It scares a lot of investors. It really does. Got some whales dumping right here. And right now, we're riding around 19 cent. Now, what's going to happen if they say we're leaving some tokens behind? Let's just say they leave 50% behind, right? 50%. That's hype. That's a lot. OMI's going to go up, right? We're swapping over to Immutable X, Ethereum, They're going to be throwing out new exchanges. That's more hype. Okay. Then you got buybacks in the middle of all that. That's going to be a Dogecoin pump, and it's going to be freaking huge. I really do think it's going to be big. And then we're going to have a new floor. All right. So that's what I'm trying to say. Let's listen to Mr. Daniel, see what else he has to say.
So right now at the time of recording, I saw the price at 0.0021. So let's say this is announced a couple months from now. The price is roughly the same. We can see a jump to 0.0040, maybe even 0.0060. Now we've seen that the price is capable of jumping by 50% really quickly.
Exactly. Our all-time high was like 1.3 cent. Okay. History always repeats itself. It will go back there or more. Most definitely more.
We've seen that in the past couple months. Our most recent was when our price jumped from 0.0016 to, I think the highest I saw was 0.0050 within a very short period of time. So what we see is that it's possible for the price to jump very, very quickly. We just need the right corresponding news. And
and that's what I'm saying. Buybacks, right? We got Comic-Con. Comic-Con's the next big thing. They're going to release some major NFT announcements there. I know they will. I mean, that's the perfect place to do it. Comic-Con, you have 500,000 people coming in that door in I believe it's 2 days or 3 days. So we could possibly see another 30 to 100,000, maybe 200,000 people on the VV app. More burns. Then you got buybacks coming. That's going to increase the price. Then you got Immutable X swap. That's going to increase the price. And then you have new exchanges coming, major exchanges at that, because we will be on Ethereum. So could it be Binance? Could it be KuCoin? Could it be Coinbase? I mean, yeah, all this is hype and news. That's why I'm telling you right now, not financial advice. This is a very good time. If you haven't bought OMI, this is a very good time to buy it. I'm down like 60%, but it don't bother me. I don't care because I know what it's going to do. But if you haven't invested in OMI, right now is the perfect time to invest. I believe the low was 0016 or 15, somewhere in there. I mean, you can wait that it drops there. It could possibly drop there. It's going to drop some more. I'm sure it will. But perfect buying time. Not financial advice, my own opinion.
Say this, what is the market? The market is essentially a collection of individuals who are buying and selling OMI. We all know this. But the market is represented by you and me. So if I hear a bit of news and I don't really believe
here it goes,
that's going to have an influence in price, there's a high chance that there's a bunch of other people, a bunch of other investors that feel the same way. So think about how any piece of news affects you, and there's a good chance that a lot of other people believe that. So when I hear something like, oh, we might leave some tokens behind, think of things in terms of value, not a one-to-one token transfer. I perceive this as potentially being big news for OMI. And I feel a lot of investors also feel the same way. So if that's the case, when this news is announced, if it ever is, and they leave a large supply of tokens behind, you best believe that the price of OMI is going to double, triple, maybe even quadruple in price in a very short period of time. Now, I know there's a lot of people on my channel who have lost money. Some of these people tend to leave some pretty hateful comments, and that's fine. I understand why you might.
Hey, we all get that, don't we? But he's right. Crypto moves on hype. Like, it's a big part of crypto. Hype is a big part. We've seen that with, what's the Uniswap? What was it? I don't know. I don't even mess with it. The Uniswap listing, it went way up there, right? Nobody knew nothing about it. They just bought OMI. Oh, what's OMI? I'm going to buy it. It's going up. Let's buy. Same thing's going to happen again. Same thing. It will go up and then it will come down, but it won't come down to a all-time low again. I can promise you that. News, announcements, move tokens. They really do.
You might feel that way. And I've said before in a previous video, if you want to get off the OMI train, whenever there's a big piece of news that's announced and you see that price going up and you feel you can sell at a very good price and maybe make a small profit, or at the bare minimum get a large chunk of your investment back, that would be a good time to get off this train.
So I wanted to bring you that part of the video because I think it's information that needs to be spread around, because you got to think about it. You just got to think logic about it. Like, it's going to move up. It really will. And when it goes, people are going to be like, dang, I missed the train. Well, you sure did. And like he's talking about exit strategy. I have my own exit strategy. My exit strategy is $1. $1, I'm taking 50% of my profit. Like I've told y'all before, I hold a little over 4 million. I'm gonna let the other 50% ride and go where it's gonna go. If it goes to $1, it goes to $2, $3, $4, so be it. I'm gonna let it ride, baby. But that's my exit strategy. Everybody needs an exit strategy. Just don't miss that train. So hey, I just wanted to bring you this little part right here, guys, because I think it's pretty major. I really do. And Poor Man Printing out.